Hey everybody, Big Truth here. I just wanted to tell you my uncle's stories. My uncle was a fish and game officer for the state of California for his whole career, and he made me promise not to tell these stories to anybody while he was still an officer, at least until he retired. My uncle just passed away this last summer, and he said it was fine to tell his stories once he was dead. So here we go. He said one day he had to drive all the way over to the coast, over to Fort Bragg or Mendocino, down windy Highway 20 from Willits, and he went over there and did his business. He was heading back at the end of the day, and it was getting late into the evening. It was starting to get dark, and he turned on his headlights and was coming down that windy Highway 20 back towards Willits, out there in the middle of the forest. He said he came around a corner and bam, right in his headlights, took a couple steps to get across the road, this big old tall Bigfoot. He said it was like nothing he'd ever seen in all his years out in the forest. And he described it as very much like a person. Not, he said, if somebody tells you they saw an ape, they're lying. That's not what Bigfoot is. It's like a person. And then that was the first time he ever saw anything like that, but it wasn't the last. He was on his property, which I think he has or had like 160 acres out by the Eel River. And he'd go up there scouting game or hunting, and I think this time he was up there cutting wood. Had a couple friends up there with him, and they were up there right by the river cutting wood, and one of them saw something floating down the river. I guess the river was nearly at flood stage at the time, so it was running really fast. But he saw floating down the river, he said he saw a dead Bigfoot. And he knew it was exactly the same thing he saw that crossed the road in front of him. And he really wished that he could have got a hold of it with a chain or something. And he just kept saying over and over again that he really wished he could have got it, like for science, so that people would know they're real. Now, my uncle wasn't like a lying man by any means. He was a no-nonsense kind of a guy. And I really believed every word he said. And like I said, he never told nobody about this except for immediate family until after he retired, because he was afraid he was going to lose his job over it. Anyway, that's my uncle's stories. Big Truth out.